This is the Unit 9 vocabulary. The first word we have here is punctual. Punctual means acting or arriving on time, being prompt. If you arrive to class on time consistently, I would say that you are very punctual. If you are the type of person that likes to arrive places on time, I would say you are punctual. The next word is endeavor. Endeavor means to make an effort, to attempt, to strive for something. The next word is abdomen. Abdomen, you're probably familiar with this word, is the front lower part of the human body containing the stomach, intestines, and other organs. A kilometer. A kilometer is a unit of measure in the metric system. It's a unit of length that equals it equals 1,000 meters. That's a little typo there. It equals 1,000 meters. A dandelion, probably one of your parents' worst enemies in a yard. A dandelion is a common weedy plant with yellow flowers and long notched leaves. Dandelion is a weed. Rebellion, this is a word from Bible. Rebellion is any resistance or defiance of established authority. So anytime you go against authority, you are in rebellion. You are acting rebellious. This is a social studies word. The following are social studies words. Mummification. This is the process of preserving a dead body through embalming and drying. That's another typo. That should be drying. I'm sorry. Hieroglyphics. Hieroglyphics are the ancient Egyptian system of writing that used symbols to stand for objects. So they didn't use words, they drew pictures instead. Next word, still in social studies, is papyrus. Papyrus is a kind of paper made from a reed plant that grew along the Nile River, and the ancient Egyptians used this for writing. They used papyrus. Decision. Decision is a choice that is made from a number of alternatives. So when I say you have a decision to make, you're usually given several different alternatives. An alternative is your next word. An alternative is just another way of doing something. So I might give you several alternatives to a project. You could choose to do it this way, or you could choose to do it this way. I did that with the invertebrate projects. I gave you several alternatives. A goal. A goal is something that we want everyone to set. You set a goal for yourself, meaning it's something to strive for, to reach for, something that you want to accomplish at the end of a task. This is a science word dealing with matter. Deposition. Deposition occurs when you have a state of matter in gas. When a gas skips the liquid state and becomes a solid. So it kind of goes back, okay, and it never truly becomes a liquid, it just becomes a solid. An example of that we'll talk about in class would be frost, certain types of frost. Another science word is sublimation. This is, again, another, you kind of have to really study these two because they could get confusing. Sublimation is when a solid becomes a gas and completely skips the liquid state. An example of this would be dry ice, which we'll see in class. It's a solid and it never becomes a liquid, but it becomes a gas. And I remember sublimation through the S. Okay, I see the S in sublimation, and I think, okay, sublimation when a solid. Okay, I think of those two S's. It's when a solid becomes a gas. Okay, so you can remember S and S. That's kind of how I do it. Then your last word is immortal. Immortal means never dying and living forever.